And number 1, and this is just so we could get to the actual list of games that you could be having hands on pretty soon. So at number 1 we have from earlier this year, but once again here, with us something called Instinction, a Tomb Raider inspired dinosaur survival game I've been led to believe that has been in the making since last year. Here's the new trailer, game set to be released sometime in 2025.
After all this death, if you had the chance to do it all again, what would you have done?
Heroes fought and died to give us a chance to start over.
Coming up behind that we have Ark 2, which is now postponed to 2023 and a Microsoft exclusive at the moment. Now, Ark 2 has been in the making for 3 years now. It is actually one of the few new AAAs in development using Unreal Engine 5. Story-wise, it then even takes place in a world long after this massive battle, and of course in a world filled with dinosaurs. Which, you know, is always battle. Just check it out. We're not sure if the game will be coming to Xbox One or PlayStation 5, but to accompany the good news, they also came up with a new trailer.
You need to keep fighting until we can figure out how to destroy the Leviathan. It's trying to build stronger exosuits, so it's pulling any extra fire it can get hold of, back in time for these bloody war games.
And number 3, we've got Exoprimal here with a new trailer. This is once again another dinosaur survival co-op multiplayer by Capcom, where your main goal is to just complete certain missions, albeit with dinosaurs just all around the place in 5 versus 5 matches. Story is, I believe, set in the year 2040, and the planet has just went through this certain crisis where dinosaurs, due to an experiment, came back on Earth, and your job is to just put an end to this nonsense. Check it out. Game set to be released for PCs and all consoles as well by the end of 2023.
It doesn't matter whether that takes 100 tries, a million, all for the perfect suit. More than that.
But at least do me the courtesy of looking me in the face whilst you do it.
Moving on, we have Systemic Reaction's hotly anticipated game in the making ever since 2020. That's right, Second Extinction, developers of which just announced that the game is coming out of its early access, plus it'll be coming to Xbox consoles as well. This is a team-based, fast-paced, post-apocalyptic survival shooter against dinosaurs. In case you're new to it, it is gonna be jam-packed with new content soon when the game releases in its full October 20th. This year. A little while ago, at this Annapurna Interactive showcase by the end of July, we finally got our first look at Lost Wild's official gameplay. In case you did miss out on that, which I kinda doubt, this is a dinosaur survival horror game at its heart, and a first-person shooter, which was initially just the work of a small team but now into a full development plan by Annapurna Interactive. Check it out, this game is coming to PCs only as a solo and co-op multiplayer and due out early 2024. Now, this has been a long time coming, but just in case you've been waiting for any sorts of updates on this one, Jaw Drop Games developers finally dropped an update for Death Grounds, I don't know, Alien Isolation style sort of dinosaur game that started life through a Kickstarter campaign around the same time. But 2 years ago, this game is now pretty well in final stages of development apparently. It is a solo and co-op survival horror game as well, in which you have to fight and survive these AI dinosaurs. Check it out, the game is coming to PCs only.
You're switching with me.
It's a snap maw. We're not gonna make it.
And number 7, we've got once again Horizon Call of the Mountain from earlier June this year. See, we just learned that this new game is experienced through the eyes of a shadow warrior called Reyes, I guess. A climber and an archer, if not, well, more. Now, IGN just announced that Horizon Call of the Mountain will be roughly 7 hours of gameplay in terms of just story. So as it was the first with Forbidden West, per se, it's actually a much shorter game, but as an open world virtual reality game, probably long enough. Check it out, the game is a PlayStation 5 PSVR 2 exclusive.
Do that, and you shall be a free man. It will take all your wits, your skills, and courage. You have walked in the shadows, Reyes. Now it is time to climb.
Now, as in the case of Avatar, and although Ubisoft still actually hasn't committed to a specific release date yet for Frontiers of Pandora, through a recent delay announcement, we got confirmation that the game is releasing mid to late 2023 at its earliest. So check it out. This is an open world game as stated by developers with the quality of the Avatar films themselves, and it is coming exclusively to PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, and PCs only. Next up, from earlier June this year, we've got ever since another dinosaur survival adventure going by the name Primal Dominion. Aftermath. Now, this one is set in the late 90s according to developers, in which you get to play as a dinosaur yourself instead of a person, which primarily, however, because you can eventually play as a ranger to save humanity or something like that. Check it out. Game's definitely a multiplayer. It is a PC exclusive and releasing later this year, we hear. And number 10, we've actually got from a couple of weeks ago something called Dinosaur Reborn. This is an open world first-person craft survival adventure where, in terms of premise, you're technically undiscovered planet inhabited by dinosaurs and you must develop some hunting skills and tracking stuff to just simply outsmart dinosaur AIs. Now, to be fair, this game is actually very reminiscent of the old Turok series, but I don't know, it's just what I get. It has been in development for 2 years now and set to be released for PCs and the next generation of consoles only by the end of this year. Next up is actually the old IO, which is, for those of you new, a dinosaur sim life with a pretty unique purpose, which is just you're a dinosaur and you gotta survive, doing whatever dinosaurs would do to survive. Believe it or not, this game's actually been in early access since 2015, so the game is like pretty much fine-tuned to perfection at the moment. It is probably getting out of that state by the end of this year. It is a PC exclusive. The game is totally playable online. It's got a campaign and open world and lots of things to learn from dinosaurs.
Hey, this is Andy Shepkowski calling on a recorded line. I can't tell you everything over the phone, but you need to come down here tonight, please. 6 p.m. I'll let you into the building. Place will be empty.
And last but not least, since Capcom still holds a great respect for the old Dino Crisis fans such as myself and has been coming out with a ton of sequels ever since the last PlayStation 1 game, we have that was just sarcasm if you couldn't tell. We got over here a survival horror Dino Crisis inspired first person shooter from a few days ago going by the name Compound Fracture. Here's the trailer with the old PlayStation 1 era stuff and set to be released by the end of 2022 for PCs only.
We sent in a team 2 weeks ago. Nothing. Chronogas is ready to cut their losses and shut the portal down, even if that means leaving hundreds of people for dead. You'll hear on the news that they died in an oil rig explosion or something, and nobody, not you or OSHA or anybody else, is gonna be able to do a damn thing about it. I'm sorry, Enforcer. I didn't know who else to call.